A man wakes up to see he is in a dark room. Then the room's lights come on. He tries to get up, but notices that he is tied to a table. He then sees a dark figure moving in the shadows. He yells, "Who are you? Where am I?" The dark figure slowly walks out of the shadows and says, "I am Smiles. And where are you? Doesn't matter." The man looks to see a smiling, young pale boy wearing an untitled strat jacket. The man asked, "Why am I here? What are you going to do to me?" Smiles replied, "You are here for fun, and what I'm going to do to you is a surprise. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to do my thing." Smiles raises his hand, then his hand started to change. His fingers get longer and sharper. His whole hand turned black. It kept growing till it was about a foot long. The man yelled, "What is that?" Smiles replied, "Oh, this is just my hand. Now back to business." Smiles ripped the man's shirt off and slowly started to cut him, starting at his neck and ending at his pants. The man screamed in pain as Smiles put out his intestines. The man yelled out, "Stop! Stop! Please stop! The pain! Please! Please! Just put me out of my misery!" Smiles looked at the man and said, "Oh, what's the fun in that?" Smiles looks at the man. "Do you really want me to stop?" The man replies, Yes, please, please stop." Smiles replies, "Okay." Then Smiles covers the man's mouth and slits his throat. You know, he hasn't always like this. Smiles used to be a shy kid who never talked to anyone. He just kept to himself. But there's a reason he turned out like this. His real name is Raphael. He didn't know his mother, because she died after giving birth to him. His father was an abusive drunk, who was always beating Raphael and blamed him for his wife's death. Anyways, it was Raphael's 13th birthday. He was in the room, lying down. He soon fell asleep. Around midnight, Raphael woke to unbearable pain in his hands. He ran to the restroom and turned the lights to find that his hands had started changing into razor-sharp claws. He screamed in pain until they stopped growing. After his hands stopped growing, he heard his dad yell, "Raphael, you better go to sleep." He replied, "I will. I just fell out of bed." Raphael then felt his trains filling in the pit of his stomach. He started to smile and giggle. He started to remember all the stuff his father did and said to him. Then stillness was all there was. You could hear his footsteps going down the hall and stopping at his father's bedroom door. He slowly started to open the door as it creaked. He walked over to his father, who was asleep. He leaned in and said, "You can call me Smiles." His heart was pounding faster and harder than it ever was, and it felt exciting. Then with a quick motion, he slit his father's throat. His father woke up, weakened by the already fatal loss of blood, and tried to sit up, failing to do so. He looked up to see his son standing in front of him with a smile on his face. His hands then started to change back to normal. Soon after, the cops showed up to investigate. Raphael had escaped. Later that day, the cops had found him and took him to an insanity ward where they locked him in a padded room with a strat jacket. He stayed there for 10 months, but each day he stayed there, he grew more and more insane. One day he finally mastered how to use the odd power of this. He changed his hands into claws and cut his strat jacket loose. Then he broke down his door and made way to the entrance. When he got there, security guards stopped him and tried to detain him. Smiles then ran up to him and stabbed him in the throat. He then continued out the door and left the city. He went on killing people quietly at night. He wanted just to feel that feeling when he killed his father.